Hello, crafty friends. This is Sandy with you this morning, sharing a process video for a layout created for my creative scrapbook using the December limited edition kit for 2024. In this project, I'm documenting my first cochlear implant fitting and stimulation on a patient who was the first in Tarrant County as far as our team was concerned. And right here, I just want to stop and mention that I'm using the stencil that's included in the kit and using a Ranger dauber to put some embossing ink down. And then in a moment here, I'm going to be using Ranger's Distress Glaze in Mowed Lawn that's included in your kit. And I did cut out some of the daubing just because of, I didn't want to bore you to death. Anyway, this was an exciting moment in my career, and the patient and I did sign photo releases and publicity releases, as did his wife. And we were on the front page of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram that Christmas morning. So my patient was looking forward to hearing his kids for the first time as they opened their gifts on that morning. Here you can just see me heat embossing that glaze, and it does turn nice and shiny, and it has a good look to it. Not quite as bright as regular embossing glaze, but I really like how this looks. Then I use some of my leftovers from doing other projects, and I want to just kind of square this up and make it to fit where it's going to go on the page. And I don't have enough of the solid green, but I figured it really didn't matter, and in the end it didn't, because the lower portion is all covered with different embellishments. So there I'm just squaring it up and trimming it and get it ready to be kind of the base for the photo cluster and the other elements. There's so much provided in your kits this month that I still have enough left over to make another layout for sure, maybe two. There's plenty of embellishments and papers. So there I'm just cutting off the branding strip and going ahead to see exactly where I want to place the paper and just using my T-square to line things up. I think at one point I do go over to my We Are Memory Keepers laser tool just to make things are as squared up as I want them to be. But that works in a pinch for sure. So I've already printed out and matted a couple of the photos that I'm going to use. It's the exact same photo, but I just printed one in black and white and one in color, and that way I could layer it but still double the impact. And then I also use a couple of the cut-aparts to go behind the pictures for just additional interest in layering. And then over on the side, I'm going to be using a tree, and a Father Christmas that's in the laser embellishments. And right there you see me kind of having the Father Christmas behind the tree peeking out, but I think in the end I actually bring him forward. So I guess about now is when I make that decision, and then I'm going to add some corrugated cardboard beneath those elements just to lift them up a little bit off the page. Right there, I'm just kind of figuring out what other things I'm going to be bringing into the project so I can kind of get an idea exactly where I want that tree and how far to the left or right it can be. I wanted it to kind of blend in with the other tree that's printed on the page and make it have more of a forest look than just a Christmas tree look. And I think that worked out pretty nicely. For this project, I'm mostly using the Beacons 3-in-1, although I do use a little bit of the Art Glitter Glue as well. And of course, I don't want my tree to be floating, so I'm adding the Father Christmas, and then I'm adding a little subtitle embellishment that's on a wood slice. Kind of gives the tree something to sit on, if you will, so it's not just floating in the air. Floating on your page, after you're done. You don't want it just to be hanging there. I did use foam squares on that one. Don't ask me why. It just seemed the easiest at the time. And then I kind of fuss and fidget there with the cutouts and the other embellishments that I'm going to lay down. But off camera there, I was distressing the edges a little bit. And then I'm going to adhere the two little cutouts to each other. They're so pretty, and they just add a little touch of something there and kind of fill it out. And then I'm also going to be using some of the red flowers from Little Birdie Crafts, and they're just gorgeous flowers. And for once, I really didn't use all my flowers because a couple of my layouts, I just have not a minimal look, but a minimal floral look, I guess. Because there are a lot of poinsettias and other floral things that are in the embellishments, so I didn't want to make it too heavy. But right there you can see my photos move around a little bit, and that's because I've used the 3-in-1 glue, so I do have to come back and use my T-square again. And then vow to be more colorful, although they do slide around on me a little bit more, I think. But anyway, I'm going to use a larger and smaller size floral over there on the left. And then up in the upper right, I'm going to add a couple of tickets, slim tickets with titles on them. And they really look quite nice. And then I wanted to use those little candy canes because they're just really kind of cute and carry out, the Christmas theme, which was important since this gentleman really was wanting to have the gift of hearing, if you will. Technically, it's a sensation of hearing. Our industry has moved so far forward in terms of what size cochlear implants are. This gentleman had a body-worn device, but the part on his ear is actually the microphone. Now we have pieces about the size of a $50 can actually magnetically sit on the head. Anyway, you're not here for audiology, you're here for scrapbooking. So we're going to continue on with the florals. And then I have a pile over to the right, you can see different embellishments that I think I might want to add to my project. I do have a couple of the circular chipboard pieces that have little sayings on them, and they're really nice to kind of finish out your look. And there I'm also grabbing a couple of the little gift boxes from the Christmas Spectacular laser embellishments. And I thought, since that family was going to be opening gifts on Christmas morning, that would be kind of important to include. And there's another little chipboard title. It says Merry Christmas, and I think that's going to be the title for my project. Over on the lower left, I'm trying to leave room for what I plan to be written journaling. In the end, I decide that I really don't have room for that, and I don't want to mess it up with my handwriting. So in the end, I just kind of add a little small section with just the date and what the project's about. I do plan to do journaling and attach it to the back of this layout just for my children to have later on. Alright, so I'm just using my eyes there to see how things are looking as far as being square. Here I'm just adding a couple of the little jingle bells that were in one of the laser packs, and I fiddle with those a little bit and kind of move them around. I do have some art glitter glue laying out there on the glass mat just for quicker use. Although it looks like I didn't use it right there. But anyway, I fuss with those a little bit, trying to get just the right balance. And then I decided to elevate one of them on a foam square just for a little dimension. And then I'm grabbing one of the pine branches from the laser packet. I want to just add something green down there and wanted something that would look a little dimensional. And so as you can see, I really didn't need that extra green border along the bottom because the bottom is completely covered with all my embellishments. And here I'm just coming back to splatter with the gold Shimmers paint. And I'm just using one of my other paint brushes to help me splatter around. And on this one, I don't add any white acrylic paint afterwards. I just stick to the gold shimmers. And then I do add some pearls. Please pardon my coughing there. Anyway, I just did my splattering, and then off camera I added some pearls. Here's a picture of the finished layout as well as a few close-ups. There'll be details below about how you can order a kit. And I do thank you for coming by to my channel today. And I'll see you next time.